Cool. Hi, guys. I'm George from DoraHacks, and welcome back to another Solana Summer Camp Hackathon Applicant Project Demo Session. I will be your host and moderator for this demo session, and please feel free to reach out to me at any time via my email, george@dorahacks.com, or my Telegram at gp_Dora, if you would like to connect and chat more about building a project or partnerships with DoraHacks. For a bit of background on this demo session, since 2021, DoraHacks has supported Solana and Solana Labs hackathons. We've supported the first season Solana hackathon, Ignition, Riptide, and now the Solana Summer Camp. For the Solana Summer Camp hackathon, there are 6 tracks. These include mobile, payments, DeFi, Web3, gaming, and DAOs. To view all of the projects who participated in the Solana Summer Camp hackathon, please visit dorahacks.io and click on the hackathon tab where you will see all of the past and present hackathons. The Solana Summer Camp hackathon is a fantastic opportunity for projects to win a share of prizes on offer, and DoraHacks is also providing an exclusive grant round by using Solana's native version of quadratic funding. Some of the best projects building on Solana and participating in this hackathon will be able to win a share of some of these extra prizes. Today, we've got 4 fantastic projects joining us to speak about their project and give us all a demo. These include Souffle, Aura, Compact DeFi, and Nomis. For the audience, please feel free to share any questions that you may have during the session in the YouTube or Binance Live chat room. We're more than happy to ask the teams these questions as we go. So without further ado, let's welcome the Souffle team to present their project. Welcome, guys.
Thanks, George. Thanks a lot. Great to be here today, and thanks a lot for having us. I think I'll just start right off with our intro deck here. So Souffle, we're the next generation of the NFT aggregator in the smart sort of trading marketplace launched on Solana. The team started working on it as early as June this year, and we're able to launch towards about July in about a month's time. And the reason, I just want to switch here, the reason that we want to penetrate the Solana NFT market, for one obvious reason, is a burgeoning sort of NFT marketplace, evolving and growing rapidly. In the Solana chain itself also demonstrated some sort of advantage over the EVM ecosystem in certain aspects. That's why we're penetrating it. But I guess with everybody here working on the chain, I'm not going to go dig into details of the advantages here and the pros and cons. But a reason for us to really joining or penetrating the market is more than just because we want to catch a burgeoning sort of market. It's more about trying to provide a solution to the community to do something that really improves the user experience. So one of the issues that the NFT sort of trading faces on the Solana chain is having that sort of opaque sort of pricing mechanism, meaning that for each and every NFT, right, you can only be listed or traded at one marketplace at a time. So that provides some sort of opaque issue with transparency when it comes to the floor price. And what we tend to solve that issue with is sort of providing the solution as a aggregated trading system or service. So what we were able to sort of design is really just a product that lets the user sort of to discover the lowest floor price and actual without having to go on back and forth between across multiple marketplaces. You don't have to check on the Magic Eden and go back to OpenSea or the Coral Cube to see what's the actual floor price. And we also built in a sweep function that allows people to make purchases of the most affordable items within the collection with one click. So I guess for now, I'll just do a quick demo of our product. So that will be much more straightforward and easy to understand. Let me just share the screen. One second. All right. I should be sharing my screen at the moment. And here we are. That's the Souffle, our webpage. Now you can see I've got my wallet connected already. So what we're building here is a solution that features 3 key functionalities. For the number one is being able to having that smart sort of a trading service or smart trading function. And the way we enable that is, I'll do a quick demo with one of the collection here, the gold, for example. You can see, all the items under this collection listed out here, and obviously each and every other marketplace you'll be able to just click buy to complete a purchase automatically. But say for this one, 6780, if the price is sort of about my expectation, right now is 555. What I could do is I could put this on a watch list, and it will enable sort of a smart sort of trading function that we built in. So what you can do here for now is, I've already done that, but if you click on it, this will be adding the entire collection to the watch list. You can also, if you're interested in this particular item, again, I'll click on it. You can also just add this particular item itself into your watch list. And from there, I go to the watch list. You can see that I've added this collection, and I've also added this particular item here, right? And say if the price at the moment is about my expectation, I can build in a rule here. I may already have a rule, but what I can do is just build in a rule here that you name it, whatever you want, 6780, and I can just key in the price, the desired price, right? If I say I only want to purchase it when it's below, it's not higher than 550, I can do so, and I just have to save, right? And at a moment, you can select to notify that through, well, either Telegram or Discord. I've only binded my Telegram, and that's why you only see the Telegram option here. And at the moment, you only have the notify function because we're working on the auto purchase functionality in parallel, and this should be kicking live very soon. But at the moment, this will only be the notification. So once I've done that, I've created myself a rule so that it will notify me through the desired channel of communication. In our case, it's Telegram, when the price of that particular item falls below 550. Now, the user can decide, there's either way they can bind their Telegram or their Discord in this, desired notification method. So that'll be very flexible. And when the price falls below the expectation, they will get a notification. They can just, click right back into our marketplace and make a purchase. And as I shared earlier, when we have that auto purchase functionality kicking live, they don't even have to come in. They just get a notification say, oh, the price has fallen below that threshold, and we've done a purchase for you. For that, obviously, the amount of the transaction has to be paid upfront to our system so that it can be executed automatically. So that's just the first feature that we want to share with you, which is the smart sort of trading service function. What we also have is when we call ourselves an aggregator or an aggregated marketplace. If you say, let's pick one of the collection here, OKVS, we really have been able to just aggregate all the listings from all different marketplaces. So for this, you see that with the little icon on the left-hand upper left corner, you'll see that some of the items are from Magic Eden. We also got one from OpenSea, one here, one there. So it's all actually aggregating all the listings across the chain. So when people, that's what I was saying earlier, it's probably not as straightforward, but it should be now. When people look for the actual floor price of that collection, they will be able to just see it directly from our website within software. They don't have to go back and forth between different marketplaces. So that's all hopefully very straightforward. And with that, in certain cases, when people want to say, they want to make purchase of the actual floor price at the actual floor price, they can simply use the sweep function. It's also something that we take a lot of pride in. That basically enables them sort of to purchase the top, for example, right now I say top 5 most affordable items within this collection with one simple click. Or right now I'm sort of broke, right? I don't have that sort of balance, but otherwise I'll be able to make the purchase with one click. Alternatively, they can also say, okay, I only want to, put up that much of amount, say 200, then it will automatically just put in within that budget the most affordable items within the collection in my Go cart, and I can just simply check out with that, which is within the budget that I have inputted. So that's sort of the sweep function that we have built in for our user, which is another important feature that we have built in, and we want to share with you here. In addition to all of the aforementioned, when you go to the home page, you'll also be able to see, first of all, here you have the collections that which we have put on the watch list earlier. It will show you the recent activities of that particular collection, and also for that particular item as well. It will show you the most recent activities of that particular item or items. If you have put multiples on the watch list, in my case, I've only put one, so you'll only see that for the single item. And we also have recent transactions, recent sales that were done for each, it's basically across the chain, right? You will also be able to see the recent sweeps, which personally, I think that's a more intelligent function that tells you, maybe some particular whale they're sweeping in the market, so that maybe it means something for a particular collection, right? You can decide how you want to interpret that, but it just gives you that level of data, level of the granularity. And then we also have the recent listings, which is relatively straightforward, and we can refresh in real time. And down below here, you have also the top collections that is trading as we speak. So that's sort of, I guess, a quick demo of the product. Now you can obviously list your items if you wish to. And we have also built in the two-set, which I will talk more about it later in the roadmap. These are a function that will be rolled out gradually over the course of the development. So yeah, that's I guess a quick recap of our product, and I will go back to the deck real quick. Can I? Yeah, there we go. Okay. So yeah, that was just a quick demo of the product. And with that, I think that it's relatively clear that we were able to demonstrate that what we provided is a solution. First, to discover the true floor price, right? Because we were able to integrate across the different marketplaces. So you have the real-time on-chain data that tells you what is the true floor price of a certain collection. And it's also very comprehensive and it's real-time. And secondly, it's one-click trade execution with a sweep function built in. You'll be able to sweep just, basically the most affordable items, as I have demonstrated earlier. And lastly, what we also feature is a smart trading, meaning that, it will be able to notify you at this step when the price falls below a certain threshold. And in the future, as I showed earlier, it'll be able to automatically execute the trade function for you. So that's what we aim to provide when we face that, I guess, the most phenomenal sort of issue with the NFT marketplace on the Solana chain. And when it comes to sort of the competitive advantage, I guess I'll just quickly share that. The first one is definitely, from sort of the tech background of the team, the experience of the team, right? The team has extensive amount of experience dealing with huge amount of data, not only just in the Web3 world, but a lot of the team member they came from Web2 background, and they have just extensive amount of experience dealing with the data, handling the data. And in addition to that, we were also able to make fast upgrades and development of the product so that it's always an update on the user experience. We're always making an improvement over the time. And we're also growth hacking the Asian market. We're targeting sort of a lot of the emerging NFT trading regions, including Vietnam as well, which we're already in dialogue with, sort of to build something more localized for the operation. It's notwithstanding what we have already been focusing on, including China, Japan, Korea, and other Southeast Asian regions. So with that, I guess I'll just take you to the roadmap, which hopefully is relatively straightforward. So you can see we started off, that was back in June, on the development, and then we were able to launch very quickly in July. And then followed by that, at the moment, we're in Q3 this year. What we'll be working on is sort of a multi-token transaction support. And, it's going to also come in with other more additional built-in functions that enable smoother sort of user experience and multilingual sort of support to come in as well. In the fourth quarter, we'll be having a focus towards the year end, more for the Launchpad services that will enable us to better serve the creators. It's going to be a function that basically provide a holistic solution for them to work on the deployment of their artwork on chain. And it's a holistic solution all the way from marketing with resource support and tech support to issuance and mint, and then secondary market transaction as well. Towards the first quarter of next year, we'll bring in more support of the layer 1 chains, and hopefully being able to further perfecting the product going forward. So yeah, I guess that concludes my presentation here. Thanks a lot for having us again, and see if you got any questions. Happy to answer these online.
Perfect. Thanks, Bill. Thanks for your presentation and going through the demo with us. I had a couple of questions for you. So, I mean, obviously there are quite a few NFT aggregated platforms that people are using. So how do you aim to attract users to your platform? I mean, I know you spoke about your competitive advantages, but I mean, people that are using a platform already, why are they going to come over to use Soufflé?
Right. Thanks for that. So, well, obviously, in addition to, I guess, the competitive advantage which we shared earlier, and I firmly believe in that. I guess the other thing I just want to share, and it's especially the case when you compare us to other aggregators, is experience. Experience is really the most important thing that we try to improve over time and try to focus on. What I have shown you earlier, I mean, I wasn't able to make a purchase without a sufficient balance, but if you were able to make the execution of the trade of a certain item, say it was listed on Magic Eden or any other marketplace, right? The purchase will happen automatically without having to switch a tab, without having to pop up to Magic Eden screen. That is not the case when we compare ourselves to competitors' product, which is always, in often cases, not very user friendly. You would have to not only to authorize your wallet, and that goes through Magic Eden's page, and you have to go through all the Magic Eden procedure from there. So for them, it's more like a billboard, right? It puts all the items on display, but when you make the purchase, you still have to go to the respective marketplace to make a purchase. For us, it's really just one click. You can do the sweep. Your sweep may include items that were listed on Magic Eden, on OpenSea, or CoreCube, and different marketplaces, but it's all one click. You don't have to go through the tabs, go between marketplaces. So that's just what I mean when I say the user experience. That's really something I think differentiate ourselves compared to the competitors out there, especially other aggregators.
Yeah, got it. Cool. No, that makes sense. Now another quick question was your revenue model. So do you plan to take a fee when people are transacting through Soufflé, like similar to kind of how any other NFT marketplace would operate? Is that the same kind of idea?
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely, for the business of Solana, there'll definitely be some sort of fee that implies when the secondary market transaction is done. What we also aim to do, hopefully in the future, is when we issue our sort of own NFT or a pass, and people, if they decide to purchase a pass, then that will unlock some of the functions, so that it's like one purchase for them. And going forward, when they use other functions, for example, the auto transaction, the auto purchase, which I mentioned earlier, right? If you set that rule and it falls below a certain price threshold, then it'll make the auto purchase. Functions like that will be freely available for users that holds our pass or NFT. So that will be, I guess, one of the other way that we build in our model. But in addition to that, I guess it's not much different compared to the regular sort of fee when you place under the secondary transactions. Yeah,
fantastic. Well, thank you, Bill. Thanks for your time. And if any other questions do come through, I will ask you them at the end of the session.
Thanks, George. Thanks for having us. Thank you.
Now we will move on to the next presentation. So I'll welcome the Aura team. Dennis, how are you?
Hey, can you give me a second? As soon as you pulled me on screen, it sounds like my audio was unplugged. So I'm not hearing anything. I'm quickly going to refresh the screen.
Cool. Does that work now, Dennis?
All right. Sorry about that. Can you hear me?
Oh, good. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Fantastic.
Good to meet you.
Welcome, mate.
Thank you. Let me share my screen. All right. Thank you to DoraHacks for organizing this. We love to be a part of it, and also really like the presentation of Soufflé. Definitely going to try it out next time I feel my inner degen. We are Aura, and we're building a search engine for blockchain data. We started building this prototype for the hackathon, and are going to continue building it out. I'm going to show you a demo of our platform so that you get an idea of what we're talking about when we say search engine. We want to essentially enable anyone to find any information that's happening on Shine very quickly without needing to know certain technical tools or have technical skills, or needing to know the program address of a certain contract or the specific transaction hash. We want to go back in time. We want to filter by certain filters and get the information, and then potentially also display different visualizations. To do that, we have two types of searches. One is more of a guided search, which you can navigate with your keys to see some search results. But the other one that we're going to focus on building out mostly is this NLP search, which allows you to type in any human readable text, and our model will derive what you mean by it and present some results. Right now, we've indexed transactions on Solana mainly. We focus on a few specific programs initially to build out the tool, and we'll present the user with what we call a transaction viewer. Down the line, we'll start showing other types of information as well, but we're starting at this point. And to show you an example query, for example, let's look at Magic Eden. What were Magic Eden's top sales yesterday? Now it's looking at the query, and it derived the filters from it. It's currently set to GMT time zone. That's why you see 2 a.m. here. But it looks at all transactions from yesterday that were sales on Magic Eden, and they're sorted by top sales. So there was this person, eldura.sol, that bought a DGOT for almost 700 SOL. We could expand that and get a little bit more information. Here's a little bit of a summary. And we've also decoded the instructions for you to dive deeper into if you're interested in that. So you can see that within this one transaction, there were 3 instructions called on Magic Eden. If you quickly want to share that transaction with someone, we've started preparing this shareable link where you can paste any transaction hash, and it'll give you a summary of what happened there. So here, this person sold this DGOT to this person. This is a different name to what we see over here right now, because it seems like that person has multiple domain names, but we can always click on it, get led to an explorer and confirm that. And while that loads, let me let it load. Let's look at some of the other stuff here as well. This is the NFT. Okay, I don't think the domain names want to load right now, but it looks like that person has multiple domain names. But this is a shareable link, and it works with all kinds of events mainly on NFT marketplaces right now, but we're adding support for certain DeFi protocols as well. Going back, we want this to be as customizable as possible without you needing to write any line of code. So you could add different columns and get a little bit more granular. If you care about what inner programs were actually called in that transaction, you can collapse that as well. Let's say you care about the signature, you copy it to your clipboard or go directly to the transaction hash, or you remove it again if you're not interested in that. And you can go pretty granular. Let's say you want to see all the sales of Alduda in the past week. If we get rid of that minimum SOL amount and search for a wallet address, I just copied it to my clipboard. And we see that in the past week, that person made 2 purchases, both with DGODs, and that's the price. And we can always sort it back the time again as well. Look at the absolute time. Besides that, you can continue using this search bar to look up other stuff. So let's say we care about marinate, and also say marinate staking. We want, say, between 10 and 20 SOL. And let's keep the time range and see if it derives the filters from that. And there we go. Now we see all marinate transactions within that range of SOL. There are a bunch of marinate deposits and etc. Quite interesting also to see what are the largest marinate deposits. For example, here's someone had deposited 14.5k SOL into the marinate staking program. And there are a few of the other filters. As you can see, what we're going to do besides that is allow users to create saved views. Here's a little bit of a demo page that allows you to compile your favorite filters or search results and create a shortcut. So let's look at the last Magic Eden sales above 10 SOL, and you get redirected to it and see all these sales. And furthermore, what we'll also do with the data that we have is display summary statistics. We'll make it as modifiable as possible. For example, here we've deconstructed all the instructions, and execute sale is the instruction in Magic Eden to that means that a sale happened. And we can see that within this period, which was yesterday, at around 6 p.m. my time, there were 13,000 sales. This currently includes failed transactions as well, but all of these currently apply to the time range, which you'll be able to modify as well. You can see that there were, for example, 100,000 failed transactions on Magic Eden yesterday alone, which is also quite interesting. And that's the gist of the product. As we're building out the search, we'll add more programs, expand the time range of historic data that we have, and add more things that you can modify as well. For example, if you want your default explorer to be Solana FM or any of the other ones. And like I said before, the guided search kind of leads you to similar results, but you can use your keys for that. I hope that was useful, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have.
Perfect. Thanks, Dennis. Thanks for your presentation. I mean, I've seen actually recently another build similar to kind of what you're trying to build out here. And my main question was, who do you think the main users of your platform will be, and who do you aim to kind of push it to for them to use it?
That's a good question. One of the core questions we've been discussing over the past weeks. Initially, we saw 2 main paths that we could go. One is full-on retail. The other one is more enterprise side and create custom solutions, custom dashboards for different protocols. After running through a bunch of user interviews from people of all kinds of backgrounds, also knowledge of Solana-specific on-chain data, we've decided to narrow it down to firstly focus on retail, focus more on becoming the go-to search place that you think about when you think about finding anything on-chain without needing to navigate through a bunch of account addresses that don't immediately make sense. And within that, we will initially start focusing on the NFT marketplaces specifically, see how they perform, what's happening on these marketplaces, what are the transactions, anything around the NFT realm on Solana. Once we've started building a robust product around that, we'll start expanding it to DeFi protocols as well as games, and just go from there. We'll be very driven by what the feedback is that we get, since it's ingesting a new program is not the hard part. Even though some are open source, some are not open source, and you'll need to tweak it a little bit to decode the instructions. It's more about, yeah, like you said, just focusing on one stream first, and probably going the NFT route initially.
Fantastic. And in terms of a roadmap, what are you guys looking to achieve in the next 3, 6, 12 months? What's the vision?
The vision is to be the place to go to if you have any questions and you don't know where to go, and you don't know where to go to start finding the right answer. Like, let's say you want to see what's happening on Magic Eden, but you don't even know which program addresses Magic Eden has. You want to go to your favorite Dune dashboard, but you don't know whether it's accurate because the user has created it and could have forgotten certain account addresses involved in these transactions. So the goal is to just create a robust, filterable interface for non-technical users initially in the NFT space. As we build that out, like I said, within the coming months, the goal is to just expand, cover all the core programs on Solana. Depending on how that goes, we would then ideally expand to other chains as well. But it's, of course, a big data problem as well. And we're talking to other potential players to see if there's ways we can collaborate and kind of leverage each other. One idea we have is also to integrate other data dashboards in our search results. Anything to make it as easy as possible to find anything.
Yeah, got it. Makes sense. Oh, fantastic. Well, thank you, Dennis. Thanks for your time. And
thank you.
If there's anything else, like I said previously, I'll ask questions at the end. So now we'll move on to the next demo session. So welcome, Compact DeFi.
Hey, what's up, George?
Hey, man, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me. I just want to say Aura is amazing. I would probably use it. So good luck, guys. So just let me share my screen 1 second. Let me know when you can see my screen.
Perfect, yeah.
Awesome. So before I start to demonstrate my application, I want to tell you about my experience in the field. So about Avolto, I've started as a Solana validator back in 2020, and along the way, we like observing the market and the trends, and we saw like what is the user is looking for and what works best in terms of application and utilities, and therefore we develop this Compact DeFi application. So what we're aiming to do is being like a landscape for new users. So for when users come to any user, when it comes to the ecosystem, it's like most of them is buying an asset and basically hold it. Maybe the advanced users are staking it or a bit further than that, but most of them is like afraid to do more than that. So we're aiming to be like the comfortable and convenient place to be, like one-stop shop solution, where you can view your assets and join a DeFi pools and manage those and manage assets. So like I said, the problems is what we feel today is the exploring environment. So the multiple application management and the lack of trending, what those means is, like I said before, most of the user holding their soul and not join like DeFi protocols or more than that. On top of that, we have the multiple application management, where there are tons of application that comes by every day, and it's very difficult to follow up or even build trust with some of them. And the trending. So if you're not like paying a close attention to trending, you can miss trends. So in 2020 we saw the DeFi, and in 2021 we saw the NFTs. So those stuff require being in attention, and not all of the users have the capabilities to do that. So we, like I said, aiming to be the one-stop solution. And we do this within 3 main features. Our first feature is like the balance first, where user can see their assets, their NFTs, the protocol that they are joining, the account, or the overview of their accounts. We like to show some market vitals and info, so users can be updated with the market conditions. And the last one is jump into DeFi. So we aiming to like save for the user the time and the effort when they are looking for the next promising DeFi or the most reliable one. So we are aiming to solve this for them. So at the moment, our application is in beta. So it's already live, but it's in beta. We have like market infos, staking is available through the application, and executing some DeFi commands like swapping, or even joining liquid staking over Marinade. And let me show you the application in a sec, so we will fill it a bit. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Awesome. So those are the market vitals. So you can see a bit what's going on in terms of pricing, the available application, and what we're aiming to integrate. You have an access to your wallet, your assets, joining staking, a regular staking, see your account, send. So it's like a wallet with extended capabilities for DeFi. So instead of going to multiple application and managing your assets or your strategies, you can do this all at once. So also in terms of wallet, this is how it looks like in terms of NFTs. So you can view your NFTs. Just a second. So you are able to burn your NFT, send it, or list it on Magic Eden. Again, join some DeFi protocols like swapping and liquid staking. This is about the application. And why us? So I believe that our most best attribute is that we are not bound to a specific trends. So if there is like NFT trends, so we are not building over the NFTs, and we are giving to the user product that maybe won't hold in the next bull run or decade or whatever. I mean, what we're aiming to do is give the most trended features and DeFi protocols to the user, so the user don't need to search for that by themselves. What to know sorry, what to know about us. Our code is fully open source, almost fully open source. We're mobile friendly, single code base to all of our platforms. Soon we will be supporting in iOS and Android. And that's it. Thank you for watching.
Fantastic. Thanks, Amir. I appreciate your time. A question I had for you guys was, what's your roadmap looking like? So in the next couple months, I mean, you've got your beta version out at the moment, but what's the next steps?
So the main goal is to give comfortable to the user to join into new pools. So for doing that, we have to give the best user experience when using the application and giving like a comfort direction to DeFi, because we feel that a lot of the protocols, or when you join any financial product, there is some stuff that you not fully understand or even scared to jump in. So we like to make it more easy for the user. So for us, making the most user experience in the coming months, it's the most important stuff.
Sure. And then in terms of attracting users to your platform, how do you aim to do that?
So I guess the main goal would be like a platform that you like CoinGecko or maybe CoinMarketCap, those a platform when you are like first coming into crypto, and those are like the first platform that you are coming into. So stuff like that.
Yeah, got it. So you aim to be like the first platform that a new person to crypto would come to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, got it. Cool. Well, thanks, Amir. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Now we will hear from the Nomis team. Welcome.
Yeah, hi George, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Happy to be here. Kudos to Aura project, great guys. So we are Nomis. We build open source credit score data protocol. We also winners of the last Ethereum Hackathon on the 1-inch track. We are a team of 3 founders. My co-founder Alex has 15 years experience in neural networks and previously was building scoring SaaS for HR. My co-founder Fedor, who is CTO, has PhD in computer science, Solidity and Rust developer, and also he keeps 8 patents in neural networks and was previously building L1 blockchain. About me, I have 4-year experience as a firstly UI UX designer and later product manager. Before I was building Web3 event platform on Ethereum with like crypto tickets, NFT tickets, basically. So we see a problem with DeFi loans. Basically, DeFi loans in the current stage are sucks. The reason why DeFi loan sucks is 150% collateral, which scares away mainstream borrowers from DeFi loans. Also, collateral liquidation are kind of tricky and shady, and it makes it even more scary for mainstream borrowers. And also no personalized terms, even for, let's say, good behavior history, on-chain history. So until these problems are solved, as like it's our vision, there are no mass adoption in DeFi loans happening. So, and we decided to build Nomis, which is open source protocol, which helps DeFi developers to build better like on-chain solutions and offer better terms on the loans. Basically using our credit score, DeFi platforms, lending borrowing platforms can provide dynamic APR, dynamic collaterals, and like flexible utilization rates. And we built it as open source, like every developer can have access and build on top of Nomis. So we see the current market opportunity is kind of huge, like more than 560x comparing traditional like centralized loans with decentralized loans. And according to what we have as features, we support multiple chains. During the current hackathon, we built our solution, expanded our solution to Solana network. Before we started as EVM compatible protocol. So we support multiple chains. We also open source for other teams. We use hierarchy analysis as we see it as the most appropriate mathematical method for solving credit score problem. And in future, we plan to build DAO, which governs our protocol and also algorithm that calculates scores. So what Nomis offers for the network, basically, as we see it, as decentralized loans can provide some better terms for good behavior wallets, and loans might go closer to like being uncollateralized loans. We see more mainstream borrowers come into decentralized loans, so we see the TVL of network should grow. After that, also since TVL grows, more active developers in the network should build like the DeFi solution, and also the native token of the network should grow as well. So according to our competitors, there are a few who are building something similar in terms of like decentralized identity and scoring, but Nomis brings two crucial competitive advantages to the table. The first is Nomis is open source solution, which is open for any Web3 developer on like in a best case in all the possible networks to leverage like credit scores and build some products on top of it. And also, Nomis offers the most robust financial snapshot of a potential borrower by hiring hierarchy analysis as a scoring method. So let me show you a quick demo. You can just simply type any Solana address and get the score. Let's wait a minute. Yeah, you can tweet the score, or you can also look at the details. 48% is kind of good score, since we have the maximum score of Vitalik Buterin of 77 and something. So we consider 48 is quite great. So we can see all the parameters that we use to calculate score. And in the nearest future, we plan to add a possibility to mint your score as an NFT, which will be non-transferable NFT. We call it the centralized score token, which contains like your score and all the parameters based on which we calculated it. So other developers and other protocols can have access to it. Also, during Solana Hackathon, we released API. So you can find it on sol.nomis.cc and click an API button, and you can feel free to use our solution and share feedback. So according to our roadmap, we started in July. We started working on MVP, basically first in Ethereum network. By September, basically like it's currently almost done, we completed our MVP. So we provided decentralized credit score and API. We provided API, and we are working now for decentralized credit score token. By January, we plan to integrate most of the top EVM networks and L2s. And also by the April of the next year, we are planning to release a beta of our on-chain data protocol, which I'll tell you in a minute. So yeah, here's about decentralized score token. I already told about it. We plan it to be some kind of identity non-transferable token similar to SBT, but which contains your score. And it might be not just credit score, but some kind of Degen score or NFT flipper score. Basically, any developer can use our protocol to build any score by changing parameters in our algorithm. We will provide some tools for it. So according to our big picture vision, as I mentioned before, we see Nomis used by DeFi market just for the first stage. We see our solution working for the Web3 world as a some kind of data infrastructure, which is we call on-chain data protocol. So since the Web2 world has like each platform or each product has its own database, and on each platform user need to create its own profile and collect, like this platform collects all the data. We can build something like data protocol layer where user has its own like ID, and all the other Web3 protocols and dApps. It might be messenger, social networks, banking, finance, DeFi, gaming, education, like anything which can get access to this data if user allows, and provide some special like offers and terms. For example, in terms of work and HR, you can hire people based on any scoring you see best fit for your company. Or if a gaming platform, you can provide some special offers for games based on any score. So basically that's it. Thank you for your attention. Thanks for having us, and happy to answer all your questions.
Perfect. Thanks, Artie. Thank you for your time and your presentation. So when you showed us the screen where it had you searched an address and then it came up with a score. So how does the application like come up with the score, and also how do you verify the accuracy of that?
By now, it's we build this algorithm which calculates the score. By now, we are not sharing it publicly since we received some feedback from lending and borrowing platforms and DeFi platforms that if we open source the algorithm itself, people might, let's say, imitate some score, like by any way. Like if you see that parameter has like that much weight in overall score, you can manipulate your score. So by some point, we plan to keep it like not open source, but in the future when we build DAO, we will open source the algorithm as well, and DAO participant can govern the score algorithm.
Yeah, cool. That was actually my next question was how do you make sure that someone doesn't kind of alter their score by knowing the algorithm? But that's cool. That answers both of them. The next thing I was going to ask is similar question to something I asked one of the other teams. Who's your target audience, and who do you think will benefit the most, and who do you want to use your platform?
So we see the target audience of Nomis right by now is DeFi and lending. Sorry, I'm kind of sick and my voice just went down.
No, that's okay.
So it's DeFi platforms and lending protocols as the users by now.
Yeah, cool. And you said you're going to integrate onto other chains, so like the Ethereum network, etc. So do you plan on doing that all through kind of the same platform, or will you have different applications for the different protocols?
No, it's within the same protocol.
Yeah, got you. Cool. All right, well, perfect. Thank you very much for your time, Artie. Thank you. And
yeah, thank you.
That concludes our demo session for today. So thank you to all the teams and presenters for joining us today and contributing your time and efforts to today's demo session. It was fantastic to hear from all of you and what your teams are building. This session has been extremely helpful for us and the community to better understand your project's vision and your future plans. So guys in the audience, if you have any further questions for the presenting teams, please feel free to reach out, try their product, join their community and engage with them. And if anything does come up, just feel free to reach out, as I'm sure they'd love to hear from you. We do have a series of events like today coming up. So if you're interested and haven't followed us on YouTube and Binance Lives, please make sure that you do so that you don't miss out on any of the upcoming sessions that we're going to host for you. So thanks again for joining us today, and we hope to see you again soon. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.